It has been 3 months since the arrest of Jonathan Peternell, who was accused of possessing and distributing child abuse material in Indiana, and who has since pled guilty. More has unfolded since his arrest, including accounts of misconduct by his father, Nathan Peternell, lead pastor of Life Church, to congregants, including my own story. So what has happened in these short 3 months? Since my first video accounting my personal story, which you can find on my channel or in the link in the description box, I have been interviewed by Tom LoBianco from 24/7 News about my personal interaction I had with Nathan. He'd asked me highly inappropriate questions when I was just 17 years old. Like I said, if you're interested, you can totally watch that in my very first video, and I just kind of get into the details of that story. Since then, more victims have actually come forward, most of which who were underage at the time of their incidents. One story involves a group who identify themselves as survivors of Stormfront. This was a small group of teenagers. Nathan would hold private meetings with these teenagers and ask them very disgusting questions about their intimate lives and tell them about his intimate life with his wife. Sometimes she was present in his apartment. Now, he did see these teens at the church, but he also held a separate group with a select few in his apartment where these even more disturbing questions would be asked. Just recently, 2 members of the church staff have decided to resign from Life Church. Longtime member Tina Pavey, who was most recently Life Church's Next Gen director as per their website, as well as Pastor Ross Steele, he's also resigning. Congregants are continuing to discuss both Jonathan's and Nathan's actions, despite Pastor Micah Beckwith, who is also Indiana's lieutenant governor. Yes, you heard that correctly. Indiana's lieutenant governor has been telling the congregants that the enemy is spreading lies. So despite this, obviously people are going to still keep talking. It's not gossip. These are real issues. It's good for people to talk about them. That being said, Micah Beckwith, the lieutenant governor, is also being accused of sharing deepfakes in his office and for ghost employment. Jonathan Peternell has since pled guilty, as I mentioned previously, to the possession and distribution of the child content. The story is gaining more traction, but we need more awareness about these evil deeds and the people who seemingly look past them. 24/7 News has been a huge part of getting the word out, as well as other people who have decided to speak about this topic. Tom LoBianco has been doing a lot of work to hear these victims out, and including myself, even though I don't really want to consider myself a victim. I just had one little story compared to the grand scheme of all of this, but it is my utmost goal to do my part in getting the word out, and then maybe bringing light to other people's stories as well. So feel free to email me at truthwins, that's with a Z at the end, 98@gmail.com. You can find that in the details of my account if you go onto my channel page. But it's just my utmost goal to speak about these things, and I wanted to give everybody an update because there has been some movement on this case, and I believe in justice, and I want to see this through, and I want to see what happens with Nathan as well. Is he going to step down? We don't need leaders like this in the community. So leave your thoughts below in the comments, and thank you for taking the time to listen to this video today, to this short update that actually includes quite a bit. But yeah, and I also want to leave you with something positive, so I'm going to include a nice verse at the end of this video here, and that way we're not all left with just the negativity of the world in our minds. Okay, so I'm going to read Psalm 8, 1-9. Our Lord, how majestic is your name in all the earth. You've set your glory above the heavens. Out of the mouths of babies and infants you have established strength because of your foes, to still the enemy and the avenger. When I look at your heavens, the work of your fingers, the moon and the stars which you have set in place, what is man that you are mindful of him, and the son of man that you care for him? Yet you have made him a little lower than the heavenly beings and crowned him with glory and honor. You have given him dominion over the works of your hands, and have put all things under his feet, all sheep and oxen, and also the beasts of the field, the birds of the heavens, and the fish of the sea, whatever passes along the paths of the seas. O Lord, our Lord, how majestic is your name in all the earth.